All right, yo. It is your boy Shawn Sounds. I'm still trying to figure some things out. So, you know what I'm saying? Please forgive me when for my lighting situation, man. I'm just trying to figure out how we gonna get me lit all the way. All right, so cool. I got this light going too. We good there. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I feel like last week man, I feel like I dropped the ball a little bit last week. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, it's probably just another one of those cases where I'm just being my own worst critic. You know how that shit go. But today, I'm a little more prepared. All right, the last two streams, I was getting a little tired towards the end. You know what I'm saying? You saw me yawning, scratching my beard 500 times. And that's just kind of what I do in normal everyday life. If it's something where I don't know what to do with my hands, first thing I do is scratch my beard. It's a reflex at this point. So, um, today I told myself I was gonna come a little bit more prepared. So, I got two things that's gonna help me: one, stay awake, and two, keep me like engaged and shit. So, first thing I got is energy drink. All right. And I got the cheap one too, because if I'm gonna be doing this regularly, I want to make sure I'm not buying the joints that be costing like $3, $4. Um, cause you know what I'm saying, that's an unnecessary expense. This ain't made me no money yet, so I ain't about to spend no extra money on it. So yeah, this one like a buck 25, buck 35 once you put the tax on. I mean, the deposit on it, and this is gonna keep me awake. Um, I kind of asked a couple people ahead of time what kind of beat I should make. And let me make sure I start a new session over here because I had some shit up already and I have no idea what I was doing with that. So we just gonna save it just in case I was doing something important. Um just an old song. So worst case scenario, I just go back and relay the vocals. But yeah, so I told somebody that I was going live and we got to bouncing ideas on what kind of beat I should do. And we came up with something that was perfect because one, it's a vibe that I've already kind of dibbled and dabbled in. And then two, um, it's something that I feel like is gonna keep people engaged, you know what I'm saying? Keep people fucking with me. Something that's gonna make sure you bring your ass back next week. You feel me? So right now I am just going through the folder I have. I have a massive folder of just like drum sounds. So let's go through some of this stuff. I got some drum kits from man, I got so many cymatics drum kits, it's crazy. On top of that, I have a lot of I got an ATL Jacob situation in here. Actually, that might be where I need to be too. Playing. Let's just go straight there. I ain't even gonna play around clicking around a whole bunch of different places. ATL Jacob sounds like an amazing place to start. Now I was on Reddit, and Reddit has a lot of shows the screen drum kits, which is basically somebody pretends that they got a screen grab from this person, and they just went and grabbed all of the drums that they saw while this person was cooking up. I don't know if I believe that these are the actual drums that ATL Jacob uses, but I do know that they are good enough to get the job done. So um I am going to operate off of that faith, and we gonna go ahead and get going. Boom, already. Yo, there's a kick in here that say side nigga kick. That's crazy. Who is out here naming they drums side nigga? Yo, the producer world, yeah, y'all gotta chill sometimes. Got a side nigga kick. We definitely not using that one because I don't do side nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's not something I do. But anyway, um, I kind of like this first one. The first one is really simple, you know what I'm saying? It don't really have a lot going on. So I can mold it how I see fit. So we're gonna do that. Now I am going to be making a blast type beat today. So if you are unfamiliar with blast, first of all, where have you been? Dude is crazy. He got amazing music. He has a very unique voice too. Like, and I don't mean unique like when people be trying to be funny and they saying something is bad and they just use unique as the, you know what I'm saying, or they say like, oh, it's different. Like, nah, this ain't that. Blast is, I really, really, really fuck with dude. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I've even made blast type beats. You know, I haven't really uploaded any. I really need to get on that because my blast type beats is fire. But with that being the case, man, I am very familiar with what he does. And Blast actually produces a lot of his own stuff too. I don't know if people know that. That man gets busy, you hear me? So actually I need to start naming my channels as I add them in. So as I add the sounds in, so I can keep track of what's where. So Blast has a very West Coast sound. So I want to make sure that the claps that I use are just like really, really crispy. I don't really want something that got a gang of reverb and stuff like that on it. I don't want nothing that sounds too heavy. I'm thinking more so like the kind of the claps that you would hear like in a DJ Mustard type beat. Like a lot of the West Coast producers stay in a certain sound box. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they use things that sound similar. So with that being the case, it keeps me from going too far left or too far right. I got to keep the sound in mind. So I know it's gonna be West Coast. I'm looking for a very light, like a party kind of clap, like something that don't really distract you too much. So it's not something that got a bunch of added stuff onto it. It's something that's clean, something that's clear, and it's gonna cut through in the mix. Boom. These first ones, man, I'm telling you, every time I do a big monologue before I click a sound, I find exactly what I want. I need to just do monologues in my spare time when I'm trying to make a beat that's not on camera. So both of these kind of sound good. This first one gets straight to the point. It's really short. I think I might like the second one a little bit more because it's a tad bit longer. I feel like for the tempo that I have in mind, I might need that to be just a tad bit longer. So for now, we're going with this second one. See, now this one, hold on. Let's wait till it clicks off so it can start again. Now this one, that one got a little bit too much going on. I don't know how loud this is coming through because I haven't watched this back. So I don't know how loud my speakers are in comparison. But that one, you hear the initial clap and then there's like some kind of dragging that's going on afterwards, or like some reverb that kind of, you know, makes it sound bigger. This might be better if I was doing a different kind of beat, maybe like some trap shit. But with this West Coast sound, I want to make sure that this clap is just very clean and transparent. So we're not going to use that one. That's kind of cool. That kind of sounds too trappy. I don't even really think that sounds like a clap, if I'm being all the way real. This sounds more like a snare than anything. But, you know, it's in the clap folder. I didn't organize this. I just downloaded it. That one's good. Okay, so we got a lot of good options in here. I'm still kind of in love with the second sample that we played. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go ahead and drag that one in on channel 2. And we're gonna name this clap. Now, also, what I like to do is I take all of the channels and kind of gain stage them early. So I'm taking all of the channels down like 10 decibels, really. And then on top of that, I'm going into each one of the samples as I load them in, and I'm making sure that they're not at full volume. I normally turn them down like 6 decibels each. And then when I start doing the gain staging for, when I start mixing the beat, basically, um, that's when I start messing with the faders and turning things up or down and just seeing where they fit in the mix. But these things kind of keep me from peaking early. So I make sure that I turn stuff down as I'm adding it, because I don't want to have to deal with all of this stuff after the creative ideas start flowing. I don't want to have to get too technical. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this hi-hats folder, oh wait, this is not the hi-hats folder. This is hits, closed hats. Okay, boom. So the reason I was about to talk to y'all is because I thought that this hi-hat folder only had like 4 samples in it. And I'm like, this, ain't nobody like ATL Jacob walking around with just 4 hi-hats. Like, nigga has to have a plethora. So I was gonna tell y'all that sometimes when you click some of these links and they tell you, oh, this drum kit came from such and such, or this is the drums that so and so uses, a lot of times you'll see that it's skimpy. And if they have skimpy sample folders, you know for sure that ain't what that producer used, because these producers are crazy versatile. If it's somebody that's dope enough for you to actually try to download their drums, they know what they doing. They have way more than 4 hi-hats going on. But anyway, damn, I'm telling you, every time I stop to talk to y'all, I click the first one. Now, the reason that this hi-hat is working for me is because the blast type beats normally have like a very faint kind of hi-hat. It's normally consistent, and then you get a couple little rolls here and there, but something like this can kind of sit in the background and like just set the pace for the overall beat. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is one of the best samples that I could possibly hear with the kind of beat that I have in mind. I'm gonna flip through a couple more of these because I don't want to be so biased that I don't give these other ones a try. But right now, this is our winner. Okay. Okay, so a lot of these are kind of in that same vibe. Now, this one has a lot of reverb on it. We're not using that. This one just sounds like metal-ish. I don't like what that got going on. That one's good. Okay, so it's not really too many bad samples in this folder. I could really just pick one and drag it in. Like, I don't need to be super technical, and I still have access to all of these anyway. So it's not like once I program it, it has to stay. I could always just flip through it and decide what I want to use later. So right now I got my kick, my clap, and my hi-hat. Now, when I think of a blast type beat, it's a certain tempo that I have in my head. So what I'm getting ready to do is turn on the metronome in my DAW, which is Logic Pro, and I'm gonna just listen to it and figure out if I need to turn it up or down. Definitely need to slow it down. They normally start at 120. All right, so I stopped at 105, about 15 BPM from where we started at. Yeah, I think this is a good little bounce. All right, so a lot of times when I'm listening to the metronome, I just do drums in my head. The shit that I end up doing don't never sound like the drums I did in my head. Never. It almost never sounds like that. But what I do is try to make sure that I got the overall bounce going in my head. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's not perfect, I just try to make sure that I get the overall feel in my head. When the creative juices start going, that sounded so crazy. Once the creativity starts flowing, that's when you get more technical about what you're doing, or you get different ideas, and whatever you freestyle the first time around don't necessarily be the best thing anyway. So I am getting ready to preview what the drums sound like. Okay. Okay. So my first note was super early. So we're gonna move that back onto the grid. Come here and quantize this. Okay. First thing I should have did was start with the hi-hat. So it's gonna be like all right, so I should have started with that. So let's get this hi-hat in real quick, and then I'll show you how we mix it up after we get the timing right. Okay, so for most people listening to that, it's like it's so basic, right? But the thing about blast is a lot of the times the hi-hats don't really do a lot of moving and shaking. It's not a trap beat where you got these rolls that are super elaborate, or they jump from one note all the way to another note, or you know what I'm saying, you got some shit that's higher up and some shit that's lower underneath. It don't really take all that. But what does happen in a lot of his beats is there are little rolls, right? So all right, so what I'm getting ready to do is add just a couple notes to really fill in, you know what I'm saying, some spaces over here. Okay. So what I did was just added like 3 quick notes in between everything, especially leading up to a clap. So it'd be like all right, so that's a very simple kind of situation. We're gonna get this clap in here too. The clap ain't gonna be nothing special either. It's just gonna be, you know, really simple. Keep it basic. What's really gonna make this beat groove is when we start programming the instruments. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do piano or guitar. Really, just it's gonna be whatever hits me in the moment. But we gonna see what's up. So, programming the claps. All right, I'm gonna take some time to quantize those really quick. Now let's see how I sounded with that kick in there. All right, so I think the next thing to do is add a bass line, right? I am going through the stock basses in Logic just because it's a couple plugins that I got basses on them, but they just don't sound anywhere near realistic, if I'm being real. It's some of them that be all right, but some of them just, I don't know. If somebody is in here, let me check and see if somebody is watching live. Give me a key. I need a key. Speaking of, quick phone call. Hello.
Hey, I just realized I forgot to have the kids do the tipping.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay, all right, my bad.
Yep, it's all love. I know you ain't doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they was acting a fool today. Actually, they was arguing a lot, so I just made them clean.
Fair enough. It's probably what needed to happen.
Yeah, they was giving them a whole just back and forth for every little thing. I had to watch them walk past each other because they was being that extra.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I was talking about the other day. Like as soon as I left them alone, it's gonna start fighting. I'm live on YouTube right now. Can I hit you
Okay,
back?
yeah, I, bye.
Bye. All right. Real quick, just had to make sure nothing serious was going on. Sometimes you get a phone call and you just gotta answer. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you never know. But yeah, so with that being the case, where are we? Oh yeah. So some of the basses just don't really sound like uh actual instrument. They just sound fake. You know, they sound like a VST. And I feel like if I can tell that your bass came from a plug-in, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Now, this bass is actually going to be from a plug-in, so you know, I don't know necessarily. Yeah. So damn, I kind of like that though. I need to figure out what it's gonna do in that space in between. So we got hold on. No. Okay, let's try that. Mm. All right, cool. I like that. I like that. I ain't even going front. That, you know, it can it do something. It do something. All right. So the thing about these bass notes is right now they got a lot of different velocities going on. So some of the notes actually sound louder than the others, and yeah, that's not a good look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and give it a range, right? The thing about Logic is it gives you the chance to kind of transform your MIDI and kind of turn it into whatever you want it to be. So right now I'm going to highlight everything and go to random velocity, but on top of it being random, I kind of get to pick the gauge, like the area or the values that it could be. So right now I'm gonna say the lowest I want to be kind of like in the 60. The stuff goes all the way up to 127. Random number to stop at, but I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Um, so the loudest a note can be is a velocity of 127. that is too loud for a bass to be playing. Or it's all gonna sound kind of weird. Sometimes bass instruments, if you play the note too hard, they give you like the strum instead of actually the sound from the string being played the right way. So I want to say the lowest could be like 60, 68, something like that. But the highest I want to say is probably like 92, you know. So it keeps everything in a nice little range. And now I'ma just hit randomize. It's only gonna randomize them in between the parameter that I set though. And just kind of look at it and see when the notes look like they the closest to each other. Now you don't want everything to be at the exact same velocity, which is why I give it a parameter, let it juggle things up. Um so now that we get to switch things up and juggle it around a little bit, give it a little pizzazz, you know what I'm saying? Now we gonna think about the other instruments. Now the bass that I was playing is in, basically we started off in E, right? I want to say it's E minor. Yes, minor key. So with that being said, um now when we start playing the keys, we gotta make sure that we keep that in the same key. Excuse me. One thing about them energy drinks is it's like drinking pop. You're definitely gonna be burping. So I'm gonna just apologize ahead of time. Every now and then the boy gonna have to burp a little bit. Y'all just stay with me and we're gonna make it happen. So I got a couple different VSTs that I go to when it's time to play keys. One of them is Heat Up 3 from Initial Audio. Shout out Initial Audio, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to sponsor your boy one day, you know what I'm saying? Just hit my line, get in touch with me here. We can figure something out. But yeah, Initial Audio has a bunch of plugins that I actually use on my regular everyday production shit. But today we just gonna go here and try to figure out some kind of melody, right? Now I could play this bass that I need to turn down like I turned down everything else. Now that I think about it, um, let me just go ahead and yeah. All right, so if I play this bass a couple times, it should give me an idea of what I want the melody on top of it to do, and I'm trying to keep that blast feel in mind. You know what I'm saying? I feel like blast songs don't really have a super strong bass line all of the time. When I think about Chosen, that was a guitar driven song, but the bass was still kind of prevalent there. Dun, 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 boom, dun, you know what I'm saying? It was simple, but it had little riffs on the turnaround, and that was a guitar led blast beat. So it's gonna be a little different. I think I want to go with keys because once I get some chords that I really like, all I gotta do is play them like maybe 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Just get the order right, make sure they lead into each other in a way that sounds melodic, and really just keep it open for whatever artist wants to, you know what I'm saying, write to this beat. So right now I'm gonna just pick this classic grand piano plugin or sound just to kind of play around with some stuff. Now, like I said, we were in let me make sure I'm lined up with the mic. So we are still in the key of E. So it's really easy to create like a 7th chord because it's only one sharp in this whole key. So I can do a 7th off of the E. So hold on. And that almost always resolves down one. So if I go, actually, I think I might end up turning this BPM down just a little bit. I know we was at 105. I'm gonna just take it down to like 102. Shouldn't be a big change, but I think it'd be easier to play what I want to play, and then also it'll kind of slow the song down a little bit. And I feel like if I'm gonna be doing chords, like really big chords, then that means the song is gonna be a little more softer. You know what I'm saying? A little more melodic. And you want to give somebody time to, throw in some runs if they decide that that's what they want to do with their songwriting. All right, so almost broke my phone. Okay, so we got. I don't know if I want to. Let's play it. All right, so for some reason, that just sounds like one of those phrases as far as like the keys are concerned that kind of writes itself. Because in my head, when I play this, it's like I hear words already. Like, what if it ain't my fault? You know what I'm saying? What if it ain't my fault? But I like. I don't know if that's too melodic because I feel like if it's doing that, it's going to speak for someone. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I feel like the thought process is to keep this open. But I don't know. I like how it sounds now. Like I want to do it. Fuck it. It's in my head. I keep playing it anyway. Let's just program it. All right. All right. Let's do that again. Oh. Hey. Hold on. Let's get rid of this bass real quick so y'all can hear what's going on. Hey. What if it ain't my fault? Hey, what if it ain't my fault? Hey, what if it ain't my fault? Hey, hey, I'm trying to think of how I would simplify it for the verse. And also, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it at this instrument. I just really like how this instrument be sounding when I create beats. A lot of the times I will do a melody with this instrument and then just swap it out later. This time it just went in the reverse order. I did it with the piano and then I swapped it with this instrument. But I don't know. This instrument just feels really West Coast to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that whistle kind of makes me think about like Too Short records. Or you know what I'm saying, like E40 records, or just shit from the Bay. And I know Blast ain't necessarily from the Bay, but I feel like the Bay and LA got a lot of common elements that they put in their music. And I feel like right now, I really can't beat this. You know what I'm saying? It sounds really, really good. Hey, nigga. All right. So I pretty much got a Blast type beat done. You know what I'm saying? Hasn't even been an hour yet. Probably a good 40, good 38 minutes, good 48 minutes, something like that. All I know is I got the basics of a Blast type beat pretty much done already. I do want to make sure that I add like some pads in here or just like some chords, just so I feel like a producer for the day. We're gonna go to Contact though. We're gonna go to Contact. I'm gonna find me a nice little pad, and then the pad is gonna sit underneath that that synth, and then we are going to go from there. These pads sound crazy. I don't like none of these so far. I might just have to go to Alchemy. You know, sometimes the stuff that comes with the program is good. You know what I'm saying? Stock stuff, as far as stock sounds go, Logic is the dog. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do a fast attack one. We want something that sounds ambient, something that sounds bright. So let's go. All right, so let's go. There we go. There we go. All right, so what I was doing is sometimes I'll play the top note of a chord and then build the chord down. Because if I know what the loudest note is, or if I know what the highest note on that chord is, then you know I can just skip a step down the scale until I create the chord underneath it, and that's works for me for some reason. I like how the chords normally come out when I build them that way. And why? Just because I said that, these gonna sound crazy. Just because I'm banking on it sounding the way I want it to sound. I'm trying to find some of the presets that I normally like hearing. All right, so this top note is A. So we're gonna drag this down to this F and then do another one at D. Okay. This next one is an E. So we got a C and then we got a A. This one is this F sharp. So then we go D and then we go B. Okay. All right, but we gonna make sure that these last four kind of follow the same little vibe that everything else is going in. Dun, 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 dun. That's gonna kind of be the turnaround for everything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like it as a pad. Maybe let's find a electric piano real quick. Where we at on time? Let's find a electric piano and see what we got going with this. All right. So this is the makings of my blast type beat. So uh what should we name this one, man? I don't even know what we gonna name it so I can come back to it. But I do know that this week I will be programming this beat and turning it into a YouTube video so everybody out there can download it and rap to it and sing to it and not give me any credit because that's what y'all do to YouTube beats. But on top of that, I will be adding it to my beat store for people who are serious about their music and they want to tap in with me. But if you DM me on Instagram, GS the Dream, and let me know that, hey man, I saw you cook up the video, or I saw you, you know what I'm saying, cook up the beat from scratch. I'm interested in, I want to use the beat or blah blah blah. Hit me on Instagram and let me know that you saw this video. And then, what I'm saying, I'll hit you with a discount for tapping in because as much as I need every placement and working with however many artists I can, I definitely need to know who's coming from where, you know what I'm saying, who's tapping in with me on social media because they saw me cook up beats or whatever. So with that being the case, actually I'm gonna just name this one Shawn Sounds Like episode 3. Sounds like Shawn episode 3, I should say. No. We're gonna name this blast type beat My Fault. Cause what if it ain't my fault? You feel me? I might end up writing to this myself because I like this. All right. So yeah. We saved the beat, 102 BPMs. Um, so 102 BPM, it's in E minor. And right now we got a kick, clap, a hi-hat, bass. We got a synth, and then we have an electric piano. And that's all it took to make a blast type beat. That's literally 6 sounds. So simple. By the time that y'all hear it again, it might be a little more complex because if I'm arranging it, some of these turnarounds ain't gonna be exactly the same. Um, it's gonna be drops, and I might be added sound effects, or I might throw a crash in there. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely flesh it out and make it more of a beat. But as far as getting an idea down, especially an idea that wasn't already formulated when I came into the session, y'all saw me pick the sounds, y'all heard me because I'm not showing my screen as of yet. But y'all heard me pick the sounds. Y'all heard me play around with the like this. It's a real piano over here. It's a real keyboard. I was really in here playing chords. Um, y'all heard me come up with the idea. Like, what I'm saying? I'm really out here cooking from scratch. That's all I'm saying. So appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. This is episode 3 of Sounds Like Shawn. I really, really, really need y'all to know exactly who it sounds like. Cause it's me. You feel me? Niggas be having all kind of different sounds. People come from all different places as far as the artists that I'm listening to and the people that I'm inspired by. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to what I do, I sound like me. So I appreciate you for tapping in. It's your boy Shawn Soundz. I'm gonna let y'all go on with y'all day. I do appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow me on my socials on Twitter. It's GS the Dream or Shawn Sounds Like. Pick one, follow that. If you're into more of the production side of things, definitely follow me on the Shawn Sounds Like one. If you just want to hear me, spit some bars you like, niggas who pay attention to lyricism and stuff like that, follow me on GS the Dream. I'm gonna try to be more active on both accounts. On Instagram, it's GS the Dream. Um, yeah, just follow me there. Oh, TikTok too. I'm gonna try to be a little more active on TikTok because I got some content that I'm trying to put out, gearing up for this project that I'm working on. If you do not know about that project, you have not been following me close enough because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's my profile picture on everything that I do, except here. Now that I think about it. Gotta change that. But yeah, so make sure that you are tapping in with me while I am creating this project. I really, really, really want to go live one day and just play a bunch of music and just give people insight on what I'm doing with the project, or where I'm going with it. I think that's very, very important. But as of right now, we have accomplished our goal. Still under an hour. Got a nice little vibe going on. Blast type beat. Yeah, man. I feel good. I feel good about tonight. And I wasn't yawning the whole time. You feel me? I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Maybe it's because I was more excited about it today. I don't even really think I needed the energy drink, but I already cracked it open. So uh yeah, I guess I'm gonna be up tonight. But like I said, I'm gonna let y'all get on with y'all day. Today has been very, very good, very fruitful. I feel very good about this particular video. Make sure you'll follow me on all the socials so y'all can keep in contact with me. Let me know if you fucking with it. You might be like, yo, this beat is super basic, blah, blah, blah. No one's ever going to run right to it. You might be like, look, this is exactly what I needed for my project. How much, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, however you feel about this shit, just make sure you tap in with me and let me know that you was listening. So I appreciate y'all so much. I'm really, really bad at signing out because I be wanting. This reminds me of like when black people be supposed to leave somewhere, but they meet up by the door and then they got to talk about shit for like 20 more minutes before anybody actually leaves. That's what this is right now. But like I said, it's your boy Shawn Soundz. You have Sounds Like Shawn episode 3. I'm gonna let y'all go on about y'all day. And let me actually open YouTube back up so I can get the fuck up out of here. Yeah. So found my in stream button. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. And it sound like me. Peace.